In this Q&A video, we're going to answer the question, can I install a USB charging point in a bathroom? Now, you may remember a video I made some time ago asking and answering the question, can I install a socket outlet in a bathroom? In that video, we learned that we absolutely could install a 13 amp BS1363 socket outlet in a bathroom as long as certain conditions were met. Now that the second amendment to the 18th edition of BS 7671 is coming to full effect, that has actually changed. So we thought we'd update you on that change, but also expand the subject a little by thinking about USB charging points and if they can be installed in a bathroom. So let's get the easy part out of the way. Under previous editions and amendments of the wiring regulations, Regulation 701.512.3 titled Erection of Switchgear, Control Gear and Accessories according to External Influences, outlined what could and couldn't be installed in the different zones of a bathroom. And right at the end, we find this information. Except for self-socket outlets complying with Section 414 and shaver supply units complying with BSEN 61558-2-5, socket outlets are prohibited within a distance of 3 meters horizontally from the boundary of Zone 1. So a socket outlet could be installed in a bathroom or shower room as long as it was 3 meters away from the edge of Zone 1, which, to keep it simple, we'll say is the edge of the bath or shower tray for the purposes of this video. There is a little more to it than this, but we'll get to that in another video. However, with the update in Amendment 2, we find that this is now the case. Except for self-sockets complying with Section 414 and shaver supply units complying with BSEN 61558-2-5, socket outlets are prohibited within a distance of 2.5 meters horizontally from the boundary of Zone 1. Great news! So now we can install a socket half a metre closer to the bath or shower than we could before. But even with this spectacularly generous allowance here for this shower room, I'd still be installing the socket outside. So that's the update to that particular requirement, but what about if we wanted to install a dedicated USB charging point in the bath or shower room? Where could we install this? Well, let's go back to the start of that regulation and see if we can glean any clues from there. The following requirements do not apply to switches and controls which are incorporated in fixed current using equipment suitable for use in that zone, or to insulating pull cords of cord operated switches. In Zone 0, switchgear or accessories shall not be installed. So that makes sense, as Zone 0 is in the bath or shower tray, so electrical accessories in here would not be a great idea. It continues. In Zone 1, only switches of self-circuits supplied at a nominal voltage not exceeding 12 volts AC RMS or 30 volts ripple-free DC shall be installed, the safety source being installed outside Zone 0, 1 and 2. Okay, so now we're in the space above the bath or shower tray to a height of 2.25 meters, or at the same height of a fixed shower head or outlet if it's higher, which you do find from time to time with those fancy rainfall showers that you get. And in this space, we're only allowed switches that control self-circuits, so no USB charging outlet there. Now at this point, it's important to remember we're only talking about switchgear, control gear and accessories, because as I'm sure you're very well aware, you're totally allowed to have a big old electric shower mounted in Zone 1, but that's covered in a different regulation outlining the use of current using equipment. Now we get on to the critical part. In Zone 2, switchgear accessories incorporating switches or socket outlets shall not be installed with the exception of 1. Switches and socket outlets of self-circuits, the safety source being installed outside Zone 0, 1 and 2, and 2. Shaver supply units complying with BSEN 61558-2-5. So now we're in the space on the outside of the bath or shower, and now we've got a little bit more freedom. So we can install shaver sockets that have an isolating transformer built in, so you can't get a shock to earth from them. But we've also got an allowance for switches and socket outlets of self-circuits. So could we install a dedicated USB charger in Zone 2? Well, based on this, there's probably an argument that you could. A USB charge point has a transformer in the back of it that drops the output down to extra low voltage levels, and maybe you could argue that the safety source is outside the zones as it's in the wall behind the accessory. But I wouldn't advocate that this is acceptable myself for a couple of reasons. In the next regulation, which is all about current using equipment in the zones, it stipulates that every item should be suitable for use in that zone according to the manufacturer's instructions. And in 701.512.2, the regs specify that all equipment in zones 1 and 2 should be rated at IPX4. Again, it's unlikely that a USB charge point even has an IP rating for water. Most manufacturers simply haven't designed these USB chargers for installation in specific zones of a bathroom, and even though they may have a transformer on the back that drops the output down to extra low levels, they haven't been designed to do that for safety purposes, but rather for functional purposes. So I don't believe that they would be considered true selves. So I would treat a dedicated USB charging point in the same way as a BS1363 socket outlet and keep it 2.5 meters from the edge of the bath or shower. But what do you think? Do you agree with my reasoning, or do you think that I'm just way off on this one? Let us know in the comments below, and for more information on a very fast charging combined socket outlet and USB charger, please check out this video right here. Thank you very much for watching.